across parts of Iowa from my cursor, about from Iowa City down to Davenport over to Des Moines and to the southeast. Also across parts of Arkansas as well. This general area right through here, parts of southwestern Missouri. What we're looking at is we're looking at the HRRR forecast model, and we're going to go ahead and fast forward it here to initiation in the next 5 hours. So as we continue on in the next 5 hours, we're going to see storm development over here across parts of central Iowa, southern Iowa. Uh, Depending on where the warm front stalls out at, anything south of the warm front will be potentially tornadic. And then as we go through the day, a little bit further on during the day, we're going to potentially see explosive round another area develop over towards Iowa City, Davenport area. That's going to go off to the east northeast with individual supercells, all potentially tornadic south of that warm front, and those have the potential to produce some violent tornadoes today across parts of Iowa and northwestern Illinois as we progress until and for the next 7 hours, 7 to 10 hours from now, and then as we go further on, we're going to have the front across this area right through here, and we should start to see some activity develop, and then we should see a linear segment develop and eject off to the east northeast on the overnight hours across this area. Right now we're sitting at 51 degrees. In the next hour we should be sitting at 70. We should be sitting about 70 degrees in the next hour. So this is actually, HRRR is doing a very good job on the placement of the warm front right here. We have 80s to the south, and then just to the north of that we have 50s. And in the next hour, 2 hours, we should see that dramatically increase in temperatures across the area. And basically, wherever that warm front sets up at, that's basically going to be where we have those potential violent tornadoes if we can get those supercells to ride that boundary, that warm front. And so right now, I'm keeping an eye on that warm front where it stalls out at. And I think this is going to be a pretty good idea. So we're going to be almost 90 degrees down in Iowa City, almost 90 degrees in Davenport today. And about an hour to the north, it's going to be 50 in the 50s. Very significant gradient and temperature profiles. Very robust thermodynamics, very robust. One of the other things we're going to go ahead and check real quick is the dew point map real quick. The dew points are going to be sufficient enough, definitely sufficient enough to support this, where we're going to have actually pooling. We call this frontal pooling. We're going to have frontal pooling along that warm front right through here. And if we can get any of those supercells to ride this warm front, we could be potentially looking at some violent tornadoes today across parts of Iowa. Very significant tornado potential today across the area. One of the other things we're going to look at real quickly here is the tornado parameter, since we're the day of the event. Well, it's today. Well, it's not showing up on the map, but it is maxed out across this area. Generally, we're going to go ahead and go forward a little bit here, about 7 hours. And we're looking at very, very high numbers across this area here. So we'll be live streaming at about 5 o'clock this evening. So stay tuned for that on the channel here. You all be safe, have a way to receive warnings, and potentially could be a very volatile day today.